The Chiefs aren't going to stay undefeated, to just throw that out there. I feel like I picked the Chiefs a lot in the last little bit. It's funny. We've been making jokes about, like, you picking the Bengals every week. I picked the Titans. I actually think I probably picked the Chiefs most of these weeks. Like, a very high, vast majority. I think, I don't know. I don't think they'll go undefeated, but I don't think this is the game they lose. I mean, looking ahead, next week they have the Broncos, which I don't know if they necessarily lose that, but the Broncos have shown to be better than clearly I think they are. And then we get a pretty big barn burner, Chiefs and Bills, which, if you want to talk about a game that suddenly might make the Chiefs look a little bit more human, that game is probably going to be the one to do it. So, and then they play the Panthers. So, and the Raiders, and the Raiders. What? And then the Chargers. Then the Browns.
Man,
wow. Oh, and then the Texans. Okay, the Texans at the end there.
Okay.
And then the Steelers, which is like,
Steelers.
Yeah, and then Broncos again. That is
if the Bills don't beat them, they may be going 17-0.
If the Bills and Texans, well, Texans are the other one in there, where like
Texans, yeah, even then, Bills I think are the best shot. Texans obviously the second best. That's a cakewalk of a schedule. Again, worst, and the Chiefs have a very real chance to beat both the Bills and Texans.
And it's really funny. We haven't really talked about it, but we haven't talked about it. Honestly, kind of thankfully, because everyone else has been talking about it. But Patrick Mahomes has kind of been dog. He's kind of been pretty bad. I mean, it's the same thing that happened last year. Like we were having the same conversation, but
he's got no receivers.
He's got no receivers. But imagine he puts up right now. He's got 8 touchdowns, 8 picks on the year. Just not good. Like, it's just been rough
it's their defense. It's their defense that's carrying them.
Oh, of course. But, like, imagine they go undefeated. Like, because you got to remember, this will be a season that Patrick Mahomes is going to go down as one of the greatest players to ever play football. And if he has an undefeated season and does what... oh, no, Tom Brady did do that. Never mind. I forgot they only lost at the very end against the Giants. But anyway, added undefeated season to his record, and you would think that it'd be one of his best seasons ever.
No, but it's not.
It's not. No.
I don't think they go undefeated. I think they lose that game to the Bills, and then they'll lose another like shocker in there. Like maybe the Broncos get them.
Oh, imagine if the Broncos beat them in in like week 18. That'd be so nuts.
Yeah, I mean, like, if they're undefeated going into that game and the Broncos beat them?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Bo Nix, man. It's looking like the Seahawks' most impressive win of the season.
My question, because I remember hearing the story of how this kind of happened with the Colts. So I'm gonna get. We're over 43 minutes now, so we're in the 40s.
Well,
maybe I shouldn't ask. Well, I'm gonna do it anyway, but. The Colts, I remember at the end of one of their seasons where they had a chance to go undefeated, chose to sit a lot of their starters at the very end. I think it was the year they went to the Super Bowl as well, and they lost.
Potentially,
yeah. If you are in that boat for the Chiefs, 16-0, going into that game against the Broncos, are you sitting Mahomes or are you going for the undefeated
No,
season?
absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm going for the perfect season because at a certain point, like it's about more than that. It's about more than just
I'm
like
with you.
I'm
with
you.
I'm just curious.
Like because I think trying to preserve the small chance that Mahomes gets injured.
Right.
If you're, I think you play it very carefully. I think if you're leading by a significant amount, at any point you take him out.
Yeah.
But I think you try to get that if you have the opportunity to. People are going to get pissed. Like, you throw it away for nothing. If you've got one loss in the season, that's way different.
Would it be... This is a whole other conversation, but, like, you could make the argument that an undefeated season is almost better than the Super Bowl. Just saying. Like, it's almost better. It's...
No, I
you don't think so?
I wouldn't say that.
I mean, at least for legacy, it'd be pretty big. Like,
But,
it's
like,
rare.
nobody
It
thinks
never
that
happens.
Patriots team. Nobody thinks
Oh,
that.
that's
I honestly think this is a good enough like topic for another segment. Honestly, but
Probably.
I don't think like nobody thinks of that Patriots team in the same way that that they do even any of their other Super Bowl championships.
Because they lost.
Like we don't. Yeah, they lost in a close game because of the helmet catch, and it all doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like,
and you know what? That's a fair point.
that's
That's a fair point. I do agree with that. I'm just bringing it up for the sake of conversation because I think it's an interesting thing to talk about. Because I mean, if you're in that situation, with that argument, with it a Super Bowl being bigger than an undefeated season, is that enough to go? I don't know if I want to risk it.
Well, no, but there's a difference there. There's a difference there, in that yes, like I think it because your assumption is that. And is an undefeated season better or worse than the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
That assumes that the undefeated team is lost in the playoffs at some point. You don't have that knowledge going into that last game of the regular season.
That's
so
fair.
yes, I think
Yeah.
you still go for it.
Okay. Yeah, because you'd still rather get at least one. If you can get both sick, but otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. I'll throw it back on the screen one more time. But there's our picks for the week. We picked a lot of home games this week. At least it kind of looks like it. But
yeah.
There you go. There's our picks. I don't remember how we normally wrap this up, but whatever our next segment is, what the heck are we doing next? I don't even remember.
Probably the coaches thing.
Probably the coaches thing. Yeah, you're probably right.
Another NFL segment. Yep.
Yep.
Stay
Another
tuned.
NFL. Yep. We will be staying in the NFL. So there you go. That we can say for sure.